Greetings YouTube, JC Bad Edit Pro with yet another video showing you some of the records I've picked up lately, and we're using a new camera which is going to be interesting, and we'll see how this comes out. This camera is made by a company called Insignia. It's really simple, and my wife picked it up on sale somewhere, and what's nice about it is it'll do these really high resolution videos. So we'll see what this looks like when it comes out on YouTube. Also, YouTube folks, thank you to all of you who have subscribed lately, and I know for a fact that I've lost some messages and comments that you've sent me and can't reply to them. It's something about when YouTube has done this changeover has caused me to lose some things. So if you messaged me and I didn't message you back, you have my apologies. If it was important, just hit me again. Okay, let's jump into talking about the records. First off, Beach Boys, Pet Sounds. We're going back to 1966 for this one. This is a Capitol reissue on 180-gram vinyl, and they completely and totally, absolutely repackaged the album to look exactly like the 1966 issue. Even down to the message here about it being a monophonic recording that will not become obsolete and can be played on stereo equipment. So that's very cool indeed. Alright. Next in the stack, Linda Ronstadt and the Nelson Riddle Orchestra. This is What's New, and this came out in 1983 and caused quite a stir in the music world. All of a sudden people like Nat King Cole and Frank Sinatra were very hip again, because she had recorded this album and reintroduced the sound of the standards and the big orchestra back into the music business. Linda Ronstadt was the queen of rock and roll in the 70s and early 80s, and all of a sudden she did that album, kind of turned the whole world on its ear musically. Here is the Big Chill soundtrack, another very influential album from the 80s, and this album started a revolution, or a renaissance, which is a better word, for 60s music throughout the 80s. It started showing up in a lot of TV shows, and radio stations began playing more songs from the 60s because of this album. It started the whole oldies thing. Very clean used copy here, and it sounds very, very good. Alright, moving on. Here is an interesting little record. This is a single, Steely Dan, Josie, from the album Asia. And it says here that this is a promotional copy and that ABC reserves ownership. And if they want it back, I guess I got to give it to them, huh? Now, they've only been out of business for 30 years. Let's take a look at the record itself, because this is actually very interesting. This record was sent out to radio stations. So it's a white label ABC, as you can see. 2 A sides, no B, and they've taken a 4-minute song and they have spread it out over the side of that LP. So the quality is just beyond belief. It beats the crap out of any CD release of that song I've ever heard. I saw that and had to have it, one of my favorite groups and one of my favorite songs. Elvis Presley, this is an album from 1956, and the folks at RCA reissued this along with Legacy in 2006. So this is a sort of a 50th anniversary edition of this. And as you can see, they used pretty much the original packaging from the 1956 album, although they did leave this message about being able to play RCA stereo records on a monophonic turntable. So this had to be released from come from the packaging that they put together in the 70s or 80s. That's what I was trying to say. Elton John, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. And this is a new issue. It's from a series called Back to Black. And I picked up a bunch of these on sale. And I got several of these albums. Things that were in here. I got Black Sabbath, Blind Faith. What else did I get? Some Allman Brothers, very cool sounding stuff. And this is fast becoming my favorite album. I have heard a lot of these songs on here, but I hadn't heard the whole album all the way through. Van Halen's first album, on one. It's sliding out of the bag here. Hold on. And this is on 180 gram vinyl. Get in here so I can really show you. I got in this series. I got Hotel California, also on that 180 gram RIT release, which is how Warner Brothers and Asylum is issuing vinyl these days. Super quality. And finally, the last album I want to talk about, I actually would love to hear some input from somebody who may know where this, when this is from. This is the Beatles, Abbey Road, and this is not 180 gram vinyl. This is just a good old regular American Capitol release of this, but I don't know from when. And this came new in the package, so it was sealed. And as you can see, the packaging looks exactly like the American Abbey Road packaging that was available all through the 70s and 80s when they were pressing the records. However, this Apple label with the light background has got me stumped. This could be pressed anywhere from 1973 to 1995. I just don't know. So if anybody has any clue on this, please let me know. And it's very obvious that the album did not come from the digital remastered version that appeared on CD. This is the original LP master, and you can tell by listening to it because there's a bit of tape hiss between the channels, and it's not quite as bright as the remastered CD version. So this is not an album that was taken from a digital master. This is definitely from the original analog master that Capitol was using to make these. So anyway, there you go. Latest in the stack, JC. Bad Edit Pro, waving bye-bye. Got some cool videos planned. So we'll be talking to you soon. Thanks.